Makes his way down the pit lane. Speed limit, of course, in place. The visor comes down, and Roger Hayden, you, as long as me as well, have ridden on tracks. You've done a lot more high-speed racing than I have, but this APX-350 is now out on the circuit of the Americas. What a moment for Finn Chapman and for Krämer. We are seeing potentially the dawn of the ladder that is going to see some real fresh blood coming through MotoAmerica and hopefully into Grand Prix and World Championship racing. Yeah, just as you said, hopefully into Grand Prix racing, and that's the whole goal behind this class and the bike. So it's really cool to see, and it's great when you buy this bike. It's ready to go racing. You don't have to buy more parts. You don't have to do your development. Everybody's going to be on the same bike, so you're going to have the exact same opportunity as every other kid in the class. So that's one part that I think is really cool, really exciting, is just the level playing field. It's going to be about which kid is going to be the quickest, and as they've mentioned before, the purpose-built race bike. And you know, for a young rider, it's really important to develop those good habits early on. And if you're riding a different bike and then you go over to Europe and you try to try out with those kids who have been riding these purpose-built bikes since they were, you know, 12 years old, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to figure that out at a tryout or at a race. So here you get to come here, get the experience, get some laps in, and start building the habits. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and we've seen that, haven't we? Not just from riders here in the States, but also back in the UK, of course, where I'm from. Young riders that are given an opportunity to move, let's say, into Moto 2. They're thrown in at the deep end, but they're coming from production-based motorcycles. It's like apples with bananas, isn't it, Roger? I mean, you're absolutely right. They need time to learn at a young age, and I think this decision by MotoAmerica to move to a prototype series is absolutely right for the future of American racers. And also, too, they get to start learning about making changes to a motorcycle and what those changes do, how they change corner entry, how they change the grip, because as they go throughout their career, they can take that knowledge. They don't have to relearn it. So it's going to be a really cool opportunity. We get to look at the bike on Friday on the pre-show. I really the suspension, the WP suspension, also really good brakes. They got Brembo brakes on these bikes as well, so these riders are going to get to really have a good feel of, you know, what really strong brakes feel like. So I'm really excited to see it. I think it's going to be a great class. It's going to provide for some great racing, and you know, next year it can't come soon enough. We heard it's close to 20 bikes already been ordered, and I'm sure now, after everybody sees the bike, sees it on track, sees the idea behind it, there's going to be more join in. And Roger, I've got to ask you, obviously we couldn't tempt you with a bagger wild card, but I was with you when we were doing the preview show with Jamie, and you got to explore this bike. I sat on the bike. It's a great machine. What do you reckon? You up for a challenge? Michael versus Roger on one of these beasts next year? One lap shootout? Oh yeah, against you for sure. I would take my chances in a shootout, but I definitely don't want to get smoked by a 14-year-old and then have to hear about that. My buddies at home will never let me live that down. Absolutely, absolutely. It's great to see this APX 350 out there, and as Roger said, it can't come soon enough. It's going to be such a great season in 2025. Jamie, obviously you're sat up there alongside Roger, and obviously we're having a bit of banter between ourselves, but you're a massive part of this championship as well. What do you think? What do you make of this decision to bring this bike in? It looks cool, it sounds cool, it's fast, and what do you make of it all?
I think it's a great opportunity for the youth here in North America to be able to be on a level platform with everyone overseas. And, you know, I wasn't introduced into two-wheel racing and didn't really follow along, wasn't familiar with all the different categories until 2020. So this whole sport is still very new to me. And one of the things that people always ask is, why are there not more Americans racing over in Europe? But I think that this is the beginning of the answer to that question, and just being able to get more kids over there.
And that's the big thing, and we've talked about that, is, you know, whenever they do go to Europe, they're going to be able to use their experience, and they're going to know what it's like. They're not going to have to. It's so hard when you go to Europe and you have to learn a bike and tracks and the lifestyle. You know, there's a lot to take on. Now they're going to know the bike. They're going to be able to go there and be on the level playing field that all the other kids have been on as well, and that's going to be huge. It's really hard to. We talk about confidence all the time. on this show, and the only way to get confidence on a bike is to ride it and be on that bike. And you know, when you have the confidence, then you can carry that over when you go to Europe and other races. You don't have to build that confidence back up, because when you're battling riders at that level already, even at a young age, and you're trying to build confidence, that's a tall order for a young kid.
It's a beautiful bike also. Anytime something new comes out, it's exciting for everybody in the paddock as well.
Not only that, and it's going to get better too. You know, they got a couple more things that they're looking at before they actually go to production. So it's only going to get better, and you know, it's an awesome opportunity for a bunch of young riders in America to be able to get into this class, get their feet wet, and also be able to start learning at such a young age.
All right, while these laps continue for Finn Chapman and everybody here at the circuit being able to see this bike on the racetrack for the first time here in North America, let's let Michael Hill continue with Mike on the mic for his final walk through the paddock. It's hard to believe that this season is winding down. He will not be with us when we get to New Jersey Motorsports Park. So, Michael, this one is all for you.
Thank you, Jamie, and you're going to make me cry by saying that. I'm trying not to think about not being in New Jersey, but I will be there in spirit. I'll be watching it from the hotel room when I'm in